Hi guys, Sharath here. Welcome to WebJada. In the last video I discussed about Jekyll posts, and in this one I'm gonna talk about Jekyll categories. Imagine you have a blog and you write on varying topics. It is a good practice to segregate your articles according to the topics. Here is an example of how it looks. So I have this website called jekyll-themes.com where all the themes that are listed are segregated into different categories. So here, if you take this theme avocado, it has categories like theme, minimal, and typography. So all the themes have different categories, and if you want to see the categories page, you see that all the themes are separated into different sections by their categories. So if you, let's say, if you click on dark, you see all the dark themes are in one place. So this is the use of categories. Now let's see how we can implement this in a Jekyll site. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow this tutorial here, which you can check out. I'll leave the link in the description. So what I'll be doing here is I'll create a new Jekyll website, and I will have 3 posts with different categories, post 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna create something like this, a categories page where the articles are listed out based on their category, and also I will show you how you can show the categories just below the title of your post. So let's get to it. I'm gonna open a folder, my projects folder. I'll create a new directory here, which I'll call categories. You can call anything. Now I'm going to serve this Jekyll. So even if it's an empty directory, Jekyll serve works. It doesn't throw an error. Now here, if you see that it says configuration file is none because there isn't anything inside, but that's okay. Also, I'm gonna open this categories folder in a text editor. I use Atom. I'm gonna open it with Atom. Okay. Now I will have the served Jekyll side by side so that you can see the changes. I'll keep it here, the tab. Okay, now it shows just the index and there is nothing inside. So we have to create a file here. I'll create index.html, which will be our home page, and I'll create a simple HTML backbone. This is done using a shortcut from Emmet plugin. You can install it, or you can just type HTML tag, head tag, body tag, and then close them all. Now I'm gonna increase the font size. Okay, I will have a container inside it, and I'll have a h1, which is a site title. I will call it my website or my blog. That's better. I'll have some content, which is dummy content here, lorem ipsum. Let's see if that shows up here. Yeah, it is. Now I'll add a little bit of style just to make the site look good. Dot container. I will add I'll give a max width here, and I'll try to keep that. Okay, I haven't opened the style tags yet. Let me open the style tag. Okay. And I'll make the margins auto. So this means left and right margins will be auto. Okay, I will have the font family as Helvetica. I hope that works. Oh yeah, it does. Now it looks a little better than what it used to be. Making it a little bigger. Okay, so this is my blog. Now I have the index page. Let me create some posts so that I can add categories to them. In order to create posts, I have to create a new directory called _posts. Inside _posts, I can create new posts. It follows a nomenclature, which is like the naming should be in this way: year, month, date. I'm gonna take previous date, title. Okay, I'll take the titles and everything from here from this side. The first one is my ways to live life. Okay. (2018) 11 22 my ways .md. So md means mark down here, and that is the extension of the post. You can use text as well. Now I'm gonna create another one. Top innovations. This is the last one. New tech. New tech to organize daily tasks. Okay. Now I have 3 posts. My ways. I'll copy this YAML front matter, post it in my ways to live. Copy this for top innovations, and finally daily tasks. New tech for organizing your daily task. So here, if you observe, all the posts have a category. So we can mention this in a different way. If you have just one category, this is how you put it. I'll have it in small letters, because I can change it to capital whenever I want. Now if you have multiple, you can write it in this way, like an array, but a better way would be writing it like this. Okay, so yeah, one post can have multiple categories. I'm gonna save this, and there is title, and there is also a layout called post. So but we don't have any layout called post here. I'm gonna create that as well. So in order to create a layout, we have to create another directory with a name _layouts, and in layouts, okay, it created inside. I'm gonna paste it outside. Okay, so in the root of the directory there should be layouts, and in the layouts I'm gonna create a layout called post.html. I'll have the same thing, same HTML backbone, and here in the body, okay, what I can do is I can copy the same style, I usually have a default layout and I use that, but here I'm not gonna do it just to save some time. And I'll have the container as well. So I'll create a container here in the body. Okay, inside the container I'll have this content tag where everything in the post, everything inside the posts will come to this contents thing. Now in the post, if you observe, we don't have anything, right, with no content. So what I'll do is I'll copy the lorem ipsum text we had and copy it to all the posts. We don't need p tags here. I'll copy it a few more times just to make it look like an article. Same with other posts. Okay, now the posts are ready but there is nothing, no clue that there are posts in my blog. So let's get them inside the index page. How we do that? We use a for loop for something like post inside dot posts, and we end this right away, end for. So this will loop through all the posts, and I will have h2 tag post dot title. Let's see if that gets it here. Okay, it's not getting it. It's getting the liquid code as it is. The reason is we haven't mentioned any front matter in this file, so we have to at least add 3 dashes in the file so that Jekyll recognizes and processes it instead of keeping it as it is. Now we have 3 posts that we have listed. h2, I don't know if we should use h2. I'm gonna remove this. I will use a list item and also an a tag so that it comes one below the other, and also it doesn't look so big. I'll have the title here. In the href link I have a post.url. Sorry about that, URL. Yeah, let me refresh. Okay, so the 3 posts are here. Now if I click on top innovations, it shows the content of the top innovation post. If I click on others, the same thing. But the thing is, it is showing the content, but it's not showing the title. The reason is in the post layout, we did not mention any title. We just have the content tag here. Let's put a title tag, h1 post.title. Now if you observe post, not post, we have to have page here, the title of the particular page. Okay, it's coming. Now the second one, and now the third one. Now the first thing is, let's see how we can show categories. Like my ways to live has a personal category called personal. How do we show that right after the title of the post? Let's see, in the post layout, what we can do is we can have another tag, something called you can call this anything. I will have a p tag, a normal p tag. I'll have a page dot categories, page dot categories. So page dot title means that it gets the title of this page. Page dot categories means it gets the category of the page, of that post. This post individually considered as a page. Now we go refresh here, we get it as personal. What we can do is we can make it capitalize it, uh, I'm not sure why it is taking like that. Okay. I'll have this. Yeah. So this means this filter means if there are multiple, it will be joined by a comma and a space. That way, if there is another category, it will put a comma here and then space and then the next category. And it is capitalized. The first letter is bigger. And just to differentiate, maybe I will add something here. It's not a good idea to have inline style. For the purpose here, I'm gonna have it in green. So whenever you see the green colored text, it's a category. Now coming back to the index, we saw my ways to life. Let's see new technology. So it shows two categories here, tech and personal, but still it isn't capitalized. I should see how I should have this. Nah, it's not working that way. Or I'll do it through, maybe I'll do it through CSS here. Text transform. Capitalize. Is that the CSS thing? I don't know. Yeah, it's working. Now if you go to top innovations, tech. So there are 3 posts. My ways to live is personal. New tech is tech and personal. And then top innovations is tech. Now what I want is categories to be mentioned in a different page. I'll do one thing. I'll list out the categories in the home page itself, so that it makes the process simple instead of creating a new page. We'll have this content, but below that we'll have the list of categories and also posts listed according to categories, something like what we had here, something like this. To do that, we have to understand what is maybe I can remove this. Yeah, let me remove that. Yeah, what we have to understand is what is site.categories, what it will generate. So from this we can derive everything else. Now site.categories gives us some things here. There are basically 2 tags which have been used throughout the site. There are only 2 tags. Personal has been used twice in 2 posts. Tech has been used in 2 posts. So that is actually true that we have only 3 posts, but it shows 3 here because one of the posts, new tech to organize, has 2 categories. So this post will be mentioned in personal and also tech as well. So that is why it is showing 2 there. So whenever you see this hash here, it usually means there is an entire post inside. In personal tag, there is one post here, another post there. You can also calculate the size of this. It's actually 2 here. In personal there are 2. In tech there are 2. So the same thing I have used here as well in my categories pages. If you go to the top here, yeah, here I have used the size of the categories. Now let's see how we can get the data out of it. We have site.categories. I'll have some break, that way we can differentiate things. Now site.categories, I can have .personal and see what it puts out. Now if you see site.categories.personal puts out 2 things. It has to, because it is it has two things in it. It's like personal is a key and the two posts are values. Now new tech to organize and my ways to live both have personal tag in them, personal category in them. That's why it is showing both of them. Now if I want just the first one, I can add something like 0 there. Maybe I'll get the first one only. Yeah, I got the first one. Now if I want just the title of the post, I can have dot title and I'll get it, new tech to organize daily tasks. I just got the title. If you want the second one, we can have 1 here so that we get the title of the second post as well. There's no break between them. I'll add 1. That way you'll clearly see my ways to live. So how we want this is we should have a s3 tag and it should say personal and then it should list out these two. That's how we want. Now since we know how it works, how it is laid out, we can get that. Now first thing is we'll loop through site.categories. We'll loop through this. We'll get 1 by 1. Now for I can call this anything, cat, maybe cat, which means category in site.categories. I'll end it right away. Now what I can have is I'll have a p tag cat 0. Now what cat 0 means is the first part of this whole thing. The first part is personal and tech. Now let me refresh. Personal and tech. We got the tags. I can use capitalize here. Nice. Now the second part, now if I put it here, cat 1 is again has many things in it. It's actually an entire post. So if I have that, you see that personal has two entire posts and tech, this thing has 2 entire posts. We actually don't want the entire post, we just want the URL and things like that. I may have to loop through that because see there are multiple things here. Let me loop through cat 1 again. So we are using a nested for loop here. There is a for loop already which loops through site.categories. Now we are looping through through the object, through the array here, which are actually posts. For I'll call this item in cat 1, the first part of the category. I'm gonna end it for. Now here we'll have item dot title. Let's see if that comes out. Yes, it's coming out. Now for the sake of making the tags highlight, I'm gonna change this p tag to h3. They're highlighted and the posts are mentioned here. Now this is getting all the posts. There is actually 2. I see only 1. Oh, okay, there is another one, but it's in the same line. I'll change it to a list item and then a tag, and then inside I'll have item dot URL also item title somewhere here. So I'm calling this item. You can actually change the whole thing to post if that makes sense to you. Post, because we have used the same thing before for listing out all the posts. We can use the same thing. It doesn't make much difference here. Now we have this post listed in a nice way in categories. So also if you go inside, we also have them mentioned here. So this particular thing, having this in the index doesn't make sense. So create a new categories page and put everything there, so that way it's well organized. Now that's how you create categories in Jekyll. I hope you understood how to add categories and how to list them out. Let me know, if you don't get any of these steps. You can just leave a comment. Also, there is this blog. It's actually mine. You can actually follow this. There are many ways to list out the same thing. I have used one of those ways, which is simple to debug, which is simple to understand. But there are many, ways to list out. One of those is, I'll show you this. You may not understand what's happening here, but this you can understand. But you can use this as well. The code on the right side, you can just copy paste. You don't really have to go through what's happening there. You just have to get the end result. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.